Comping from Dublin. On the other hand, the visitors to Semple Stadium, Galway, had snatched a dramatic victory from Clare. So plenty to energise both sides, and there to see it was Marty Morrissey.
Tipperary manager Eamon O'Shea continues to give young guys their opportunity to establish themselves, and today it's John McGrath, left corner forward, who gets a chance to shine. Michael Breen is named in the starting 15 at wing-back for the very first time, with captain Brendan Maher in the unusual position of left half forward in what is essentially a different looking Premier County team. David Collins captains the Galway side with new kids on the block sprinkled throughout the team. Porrick Mannion is a league debutant at cornerback, while fullback John Hanbury only plays today in a second league match. Joseph Cooney and Andrew Smith are named at midfield, with two heroes from the victory over Clare, Jonathan Glenn and Jason Flynn, at centre and full forward respectively.
Gax or classy off their shoulder and table in a Derry Glesh walk or Hurling, agus bin and cooling a rin and different it read fan agus and Clark.
So Laura Hurt of Vola. Ord ach Nietzsche Creen agus sin chéad ceann ar fórí there. Ysgil a trastan so drom Mannion. Cahal Mannion a fór hen and tachan Chicata Mannion as an Dave Clay agus Mannion a Hamainson Harrison Drasnan. Agus bhí sé na Dennis Marnish Garish agus rís Cahal Mannion. He's Daina Namar Befa Suile, the Casta Shear to Bergen. Agus Kieran Bergen a Fragra Brad is the Tibredig. Trash Khan Yoma Timmer. Jacker in sort Tosi in the ver Ibracha Madeleine Loch Fechen and Sahinov. Jason Ford, Ire Cavine, Aaron Da Foster, agus Shin Curha, Treen Deer of Idron Da Foster, egg Jason Ford.
Farog Anish Gilul or Fad, agus Gimmerton Mar Lachosi Lar, Farbor Ard, agus Anish Gilul, Dimmershella, Uel in the Shackton, agus Dimmershella.
Brian Stigenson. Here of their score and son of Dennis Maher, agus Trichi Nasikale in ish fight Egna Tiberdig, Trishan score, Lewis and fight Egg Mannion.
Shinan Rud be a Chasta Luho Beder, near a Shilgamahan down a Shakacha, Shinan Rud Beder a Cur and Banistor. On a VM in the shack and a contour the Nescura Casul de Shemus Calman.
Callan Marshall is Kuiger also Horamacher and Lena. How low Fagadoga Sham Point, Agus Gandau Dinnan. Agus Shin and Ish Kerry do of Vola. Agus Shin Boltigo Creen against Smith.
The Encounson at Castal Godot to Kirkalor. We need a hook crucius oration. We're in Glehan. Nilan Willis here, Marshiniaska.
Flesh, Mein Spashiga. Agus. Schlichte, Hurson Shear, Agus Dera, on the Erachto, James Regan. Toshte, Gukreen again Regan.
Shakirshid na passing out.
McInerney, Ishel. Smachte Gadasar Fadden son again Jason Flynn. Iracht, score. Agus Shin Dinta, go hall in father get Cahal Mannion and Dara County get shooting you.
Shan Dara County Cahal Mannion Agus Rish Tanagali big Merty Wadnish Farnish the couple no man knows. Agus Murder's a game shoot a kill Leshna Passana. Garrod Ryan and Son.
Score Agus Fragra. Untachar Fadden son. Oh, Garrod Ryan, a Mohalara Hurt. As far as per half into a reached Egna Tiberdig. Cooney, pass live a week shoot. We draw Higgins. Higgins a Hokru Hain. Say Shinny Ishel. August.
Well, Shindain Sherrock or 5 seconds ago and son Bagarto Colin a Hogal. Aka Volshe Bedger Nis East and Namaravi and Agniga. Feckershanish. No Derry Glesh Smack to Volshe Begani Nishele. Agus fi Cahal Barrett in the Hasman Shin was caught and cold bar Agus Derry Glesh Tagwell in the end of her. But Yogna Gach.
Hole in the Tiberdig. Nuna Galvig Lenny Charter dive. The Doyle Lilesh. Callanan, a Mach, score. Unlaw Holy Hanbury. Trasnowick shoot. Desher score. Agus Shin score even our fad. Jason Ford. Anna Hawal Callanan. snuck sé forward, thug sé daha.
Derry Glen a Tipperary gan glúise jazz a chur le chéil an bóta son. Chafa mé ard bhil a húirt de Kelnan na socht an smacht a chuirse an slitterus go tapig gus a Derry go sé smachtú.
Son o Dennis Marr. Over úntach son o Michael Breen. I garamach an pass o Breheny. A chur Derry Shearadro Regan. A chur a drone a Coiley agus toiste. Good deal ar fád go Regan an Dara ceann in over get shoot.
Go up Carcabech an slither sin I vadnis Congorig the Cholahe na Gallive ach an near.
Burtonson ige Brendan Marr macht leis pass Trasnan Gurt agus Dere Iarach Bra úntach ar fad agus reached an Crinnis on the Himrory ar fad Ronan Marr an Orson.
Cooling all in and shin or Ronan Maher or reach Brendan Maher go back. Hook Shem passed up, pass on a Creen, agus would have been a pass Creen then at Cheruddy on a Himply.
Blian against shoot. And now Drimerson vi sé leis an bhuireann fé blian is fithe a bhain amach creabh na hair and O'Dwyer a casa agus a chur Harrison Drasnán.
And Kate County Tascoral, Big John and Nervo Nimmert agus an County na Nescri is far satir go hard if we law her visha go hin took her father fad agus a reach and down of Chakacha mar Doris Chin and Kate Count fight again Nimmert in you.
Sinna Brisha agus Tanyan nach the reach agus a Taraka. Trasna Hurto Mar. Stach sa chuin agus stach sa spás I cearcnioch McGrath seo. Fechan sé náde, fechan sé ríist, tóishin sé ach mí Crinnis ó John McGrath sacha fuair sin. Anna obair ar fad an son ó Jonathan Glynn Dere pass live a draw Breheny. Breheny a garistach, Breheny a fechan de náde agus Breheny a horse son idir na Cooley agus an brat an náde. And score fight to go.
Lúpi sé se tro agus a tro sin agus in Creekn sé.
Brendan Marr a chur son iste Callanan a casa is a chur Harran Drasnán. Glóit ar fad ó Callanan a countú an Schlitter is a casa.
Cadé mar skill tá Shanahan a gwinner in skill atá an bhar seo fechar sin Derry leis an gach rud a dhéanamh leis an gamán gan an Schlitter a láb seoir churbe ard score an son ó Seamus Callan.
Leis an brise a dul a drone the Tipperary. It was Kieran Bergen, Oracher, Bergen, even our fad, Shinnon Dara Cownwick shoot.
Drag out of the list, Tashi de
Gwynna Leash, on Forky Archer. The Fechan Shin Tmointe, Harshin Drasnán, they get Jason Flynn. Milan Clogga there, Gart Foss, a Fishkilla, Grass Osta, Nimmer Taraig. See Shinna Brisha, Stachs Quinn, draw John McGrath. On Nilin Kiana Lenny Slohe agus an Counson fight to get Nís Isle, Nís Crinne.
Chailche Cowan Kupla no medo hin nach Visha Krogal.
Tanyan. Two son Kurhadaiga Hain, Arish past Dasa draw Breheny, didn't be Stacher Voide. Agus Hoshim Plee o Porrick Breheny. Score Arish.
Shin Gajas, Jason Flynn, amach chun an Schlitter account so agus pass láithir a chamach chuige Padraig Breheny and Shinner and Glehan agus Creoch Jas sin ag Padraig Breheny.
Bergen. Shin on the Chliste Ishel. Trust in the park control Dwyer. Flick even with shoot the draw John McGrath hook Cruhain. Agus McGrath Harran Drasnán. Ach an Clisteach an son ó John O'Dwyer, Pat.
Anna Cho Imerton son either Kieran Bergen or Dose for Grimer and Schlitter of Fecher Shin pass all in and Shin on.
Also Chora Machlige. Kionella Bulte go hard. Ega Bergen. Agus Kionella Bulte go Creeniga. Anna Huspontus.
Egan Farlar point to fight to Gerard Kieran Bergen, Kionella Gerard Ryan Fresh and Shin Kerachulin on the Firlar Park. Tashi Gimmer Cohen took.
Jason Flynn. Hossa sheer have na love clay agus chashi is chashi.
Go hín gur fáidir fad bhfuil se go glóide ard scóran sin on buc leas an sin. Dechar sin díreach isteach ar an drasnan.
Ronan Mar a bhóla son agus Ronan Mar a chur ar fóríl. Flynn mar se gwyn in y gwithe. A bhóla agus é sin dinta go crínig a choma. Agus ní letar ríseach 3 faoin.
Second half is underway. James Woodlock is in for Garrod Ryan in the middle of the park for Tipperary. And of course, the advantage in terms of the weather is with Galway, but right now it's with Tipperary. There's a chance here, John O'Dwyer! Brilliant goal! Within 16 seconds of the start of the second half, Bubbles O'Dwyer hits a cracker. McGrath cleverly kicking it across over to John O'Dwyer, and he cracked it home. Difficult ball to deal with. Kevin Hines is there. Handling by Jason Flynn, a disappointment, and Tipperary counter-attack with John O'Dwyer again. Spreading the ball so intelligently. John McGrath. Good ball inside, and it's a good ball for Callanan, and it's scooped into the back of the net. What seemed a simple ball that should have been dealt with is punished severely and superbly by Seamus Callanan. It was John McGrath that created it. Look at the flick by Callanan. Absolutely brilliant. Crossfield ball. Nice pickup by Jason Ford, and the finish is just as good. Absolute class. Jason Ford had to work hard for his score, got away from the shackles of the Galway defender, and then hit his point brilliantly. Greg Lally performing well since being introduced. Brian Malloy. First score of the match for Jonathan Glenn. And Galway are still here, still alive, but they need a goal. David Collins calls and gathers. Porrig Marr is unmarked momentarily. Breaking ball, who has it? It's Galway. Nice turn by Joseph Cooney. Great point, Joseph Cooney. It's his second of the match, but he was on the turn. He knew exactly what he was doing, had a quick look, and let fly. Brilliant point. Here comes Garrod McInerney. Andy Smith. Johnny Cohen goes long. Brian Malloy. Joseph Cooney at the edge of the square is posing serious question marks, and the answers are very much in the Galway man's favour. Tipperary full back line coming under intense pressure. Cooney at the edge of the square has now got his third point. Coming away with his John Hanbury. Looking for this Colin Mannion. Mannion just taking a little bit too much out of it. Porrig Marr underneath it. Getting away from Jason Flynn. Uses a short grip. In space, available, unmarked, is the captain, Brendan Marr. Goes for the score, it's dropping between the posts. Leadership required. Pressure shot. And the Borrisalee man did so well. That score by Brendan Marr almost guarantees victory here. The referee blows the long whistle, and Tipperary have won the match. The start of the second half was crucial. They were only trailing by 3 at the break, but the 2 goals at the start of the second half, the first by John O'Dwyer, the second by Seamus Callanan, certainly seemed to seal victory for Tipperary. Full-time score, Tipperary 218, Galway 20 points.
be honest with you, you know, another 5 minutes it could have gone either way, you know, in terms of we got a score after half time, and that probably gives a little bit of a break, it gives a little bit of a gap, and they were working it back. But I thought there's two very honest teams having a right go to win it.
Yeah, some great scores and some great play really, and had Tip worried there, I'd say, about 5 or 10 minutes to go. But I think they you know, we had a couple of chances in front of goal as well, and maybe should have converted one or two. But look, at loads to work on, and we'll be looking forward to the next day. It's a must-win match for us in Pearse Stadium.
Yeah, Tip fans will be a lot happier, I'm sure, this Sunday than they were last week. Anthony Daly, I was watching last week Eamon O'Shea's interview after the Dublin defeat. He didn't look overly perturbed about it, but having said that, it's these kind of games, these home games, that you want to win and rack up the points out of them.
Yeah, he was almost serene after the match, Michael. he was very calm about the whole thing, beating 12 points. But I mean, he's around the block. He's very experienced, and they'll be looking at the bigger picture. And as you said, the home games. I think both managers summed it up fairly well there. It was a good game, good contest. Tip looked to have gone 9 ahead. It looked to be over for Galway. They showed great fight to come back into it. And it was anybody's game with 3-4 minutes to go, but they needed a goal to come, and it never quite came. And Galway's problem was they played really well into the wind. Defensive and hit him on the break, and we're only 3 points down with a huge wind to come. But like last week in Salt Hill, they seemed a bit slow to react to having the wind, and it was only late on that they adapted, and they really caused Tip problems for finish.
How do you assess it, Cyril?
Yeah, well, like, you know, it was a good game to see. Galway hit with 2 sucker goals. I mean, you don't get a goal back, it's very hard to win. But it was a good game. I saw 2 of the young Tip lads during the week, Jason Ford and John McGrath, playing for UL, and they impressed me. Good hurlers and very good quality players. And, like, you know, it's going to be a great championship. Galway won't be happy, but like they'll go into Pearse Stadium the next day. Like, they played quite well. They didn't die, and like it's everything to play for. If you can win your home games, you'll still survive in the league.
Sure. Okay, let's look at some aspects of this game, Anthony. Some of the scores that Tip got at a crucial stage in the match were impressive too. Galway went into a little bit of a lull, kind of in the second half, and Tip made them pay.
That's it, Michael. Yeah, just the vital period. Well, we see, you know, some great skill from Tip. Callan, not much in it. Young Hansbury doing a great job at full back on him, but just shows there, doesn't have to take the ball in his hand. But this is the crucial period just after half time when, you know, a breaking ball, John McGrath comes on, doesn't get it up first time, but Bubbles is free at the far side. Young Mannion just had a good game as well, did a lot of good work, but just had to be sucked into the play maybe a little bit. And Bubbles, the terrible twins we'd call them from last year's championship, Callan and Bubbles, they were just excellent, you know. And again, we see another example. This is late on. Bubbles laying off the ball, you know, good vision into Callan. Hansbury gets in front, does everything right, but misses, and just the hands of Shemi Callan inside in. 1 touch, 2nd touch goal, and possibly gone to 8 points then, and you know, very, very difficult. And again, we see John O'Dwyer coming in front, great vision to look for Conor Kenny, played all his underage hurling with Kildare. Philip Kenny, Borrisalee and Tip fame at his 80s son, who has transferred to Tip, and he's been a good addition to the panel, I think, and you know, really good movement off him when he came on. But that was the crucial period after half time when Bubbles and Callan got really a grip on the little bit of inexperience in the Galway full back line.
You're looking for wins, obviously, out of these games. But the other thing, I suppose, Anthony, you're looking for is a performance from your team. And from that aspect, I suppose Anthony Cunningham would be happy enough.
Yeah, first and foremost, Michael, you must get performance comes before result. And certainly Galway never gave up the ghost today. They fought. There was great method in their play in the first half. We see Gerard McInerney here. No long ball. Lovely low ball to Jason Flynn. Carl Mannion coming off his shoulder into loads of space. Picked off the point. They really made some great movements up front, you know, great work rate as well, great work ethos. Like we see here, Jonathan Glynn using all his strength and his size. We see Pádraig Breheny, one of the best of their under-21s from last year. Very promising young player, got 2 or 3 great points in the first half, and they were doing that to Tip and hurting them every time. And on into the second half then, it looked to be gone from them. Would their heads drop a bit like last year's championship? They didn't. They moved it to an orthodox full forward line. Joseph Cooney, is he going to finally fulfil the potential we all thought he had? You know, picked off 2 fantastic scores. That's the second of them. They brought it back to 3 points, and they had Tip worried. With 5 minutes to go, you'd say there's a real chance here for Galway. And I think Anthony Cunningham, you know, summed it up well afterwards. Good performance, massive match against Kilkenny now the next day back in Salt Hill, and they'll really target a victory there.
They will, of course. We saw John O'Dwyer punishing Galway with the goal there in the clips that you showed. John was a bit fortunate he wasn't punished himself in this match.
Yeah, I think he was, Michael, and we looked at the Kilkenny-Dublin game there, and we looked at the incidents, and this is one of the fouls the players don't like, and in quick time there we just heard it, but we see John comes down across Greg Lally, who'd come on as a sub. He come down across his hands, and I don't think players like that, and the Hurley slid up along and caught him on the face guard, and he gets a yellow card. James McGrath takes his time. John is a bit bemused about getting a yellow, but I think he can count himself a bit lucky, especially early season, to escape with a yellow there. It's one of the tackles that John wouldn't like himself later on in the year when he's shooting for a point. If someone comes down across the striking action of the hands there, it's not a tackle that any player at any end of the field enjoys.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, thanks for that. Time for us to take